we're back. I don't know yet if this is you clicking on a part 2 of this episode, or if I actually took the time to edit them together. But either way, we're back. So,
Now, I'll explain my thought process. Reason why I asked what the road was made out of. Because if we had time, if we could find a spot that was viable enough,
mhm.
do some like Looney Tunes, fork in the road. No, go this way.
I mean, I think I know where they're going. I think they know where they're going already. I mean,
But if it was like a dirt road that we could do but that might take the whole 3-4 days. So no, but that's where my thought was going.
gotcha.
My thought process.
Yeah, I think we
If
just
we did that, it would take the whole time.
I think we try and rally. I don't think there's. I mean, it's probably safe to assume we're not going to get any real fighting force out of these towns, right?
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. We've never role-played that you guys have gone through these towns, but you actually have a couple of times going back and forth to Alton.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been to these towns. Each and every one of them has a guard and a militia, but yeah, it would boil down to like levies. It would not be a trained fighting force.
Yeah. So it was gonna take them what 5 days to get to here. So basically, the clock starts from Skullbar Bridge. I'm guessing, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So 35 days from there. Say we added 4 days on top of that. I mean, maybe. And it's gonna take us, what, probably 4 or 5 days to get back to Alton if we just straight up booked it. Or more.
It would. Sorry, one more time. I apologize.
No, it's good. How long would it take us to get from where we are to Alton if we just straight up beelined it and didn't stop for anything?
How long would it take you? Okay, let me look at the map again because I actually kind of have a. Anyway, so that's about. So it'd take you about 6 days.
Alright. So take us a week, and that would give us 4-ish weeks before they get there.
According to their map, yes.
So how long does it take to take a untrained or relatively untrained fighting force and train them to be somewhat more competent? Competent
So the training, you could get them trained to know what they're doing in a week, but sort of the difference between a levy and an actual fighting force is really veterancy. Have they actually fought in a battle? So, have they been trained and organized and drilled and then actually survived combat?
If I were to think anything of this map, the Ghost Lord apparently is splitting off. And that's right before they cross a river. So maybe that is our next.
Yeah, I don't know if so the dotted lines, we guess that to be where the Ghost Lord is coming from?
So,
or no?
the dotted lines are just roads.
Okay. Hmm.
And I forget, how many forces are we like calling to Alton? That's where we're making our stand, right?
So you
Basically
have
everything that
basically,
we
yeah.
have. Everything besides like our allies. We don't have actual sway over. So Vercingetorix, the other dragon, the Treant, Ghost of Rend, and then the other dragon. So other than that, we have two. We only have 2 units of stuff, cavalry and infantry. I thought we had more.
The green infantry?
So no, you remember because in the fight against Saxton, you were also commanding the Gravesford Guard, and you had the Black Teeth, which are no longer under your command. So the only thing that you all actually control is the Rend infantry and the Rend cavalry.
That's not very much. And how much should Alton have?
Alton. Oh, so Alton has their own guard, the Alton Guard, and they have archers set up. So they have 2 units. So you have 4 units currently coming towards you. You've also sent a letter to Edmund in Gravesford.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't heard back from that yet.
So that's 1 more unit, possibly. Correct?
You don't know how much he could potentially muster right now.
I mean, I'd have an idea though, right? Because they had, and Horblack would know. Generally.
So, you know what they were able to bring to the fight against Saxton, which was the Guard, 1 infantry unit. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, 5 units versus an actual army, which we have guessed to be approximately how big?
Massive.
Yes. So I'm gonna guess that's more than 5. And the queen said she couldn't help us, really?
I don't know that you've actually asked her.
How far away is Fairland?
Pretty fucking far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe she could get some from Banfleot or somebody, or somewhere. That's the capital, or no, that's not the capital. It's a major city, right?
Banfleot is it's a major city. It's the seat of that barony, but it's not the capital. The capital of the kingdom is Levican.
Yep. I see. Don't know. I mean, it's worth a shot. If you would like to go ahead and ask your girlfriend who are. She'll help us not all get brutally murdered. That'd be pretty sick.
I suppose I'll ask her, like, I don't know how much she, like, knows about everything, but I guess
Well,
we're talking about it in front of her, so if she hasn't heard or wasn't paying, whatever, I'll tell her and then ask her if what she can do.
Okay. So, you begin talking to Queen Rhiannon. What do you say to her?
Am I assuming she already knows the situation?
She's aware that you have forces, but
Uh,
you guys are it's like when you're talking jargon, or not so much talking jargon, but when you're just talking about things that you all have context for, she just doesn't have any context.
Well, I guess I'll say, well, now that we've taken out this bridge to try and buy us a few precious days that might make a difference, we're planning on making our stand at Alton. And so, judging by this map we got, they should get there in about 40 days. Hopefully 40, maybe a little less. So I don't know if it would be some international fucking incident, but is there anything you can do in that time frame?
Well, that's a rather complicated question. The answer is to let me answer straightforward first. Is there something I can do? Yes. But it is a matter of what I should do and to what extent. So, as far as your question about an international incident, that is multifaceted. I would have to get my army here through Eisenreich, an entirely unrelated nation to all the things that are currently going on. Or sail them, which could potentially take a lot longer. So I'm not sure about bringing forces directly, but I do have one idea, but it requires us sending a message to someone.
One in Cambria or
Someone in Fairland.
I mean, looking bleak. All we did was buy time at this point, and I mean, the more people we can save and protect, the better.
I agree. So I have a method to communicate with somebody, but it will take me a little time to prepare the ritual.
Okay. Should we do it now, or can we do it? Well, I
Well,
guess
somewhere
sooner
where we
the
can
better.
stop for a little while.
How long's a little while? Talking like an hour, or
Well, I'm going to
need.
I'm going to need 10 minutes to prepare the ritual, and then the conversation. Yeah, we'll see.
Now's as good a time as any, I guess.
Okay. Alright, I can do that. You all actually know him, so I need to call Calidor. Contact Calidor. Call, that's a weird word.
What is this call?
Don't worry about it. By the way, Dubar, before you wonder why I haven't ever done this to contact you, it's remarkably uncomfortable for both parties involved. So...
Well, we've been in an uncomfortable position before.
Okay, good to know. And you see her start preparing just a bunch of things to make this happen. And after 10 minutes of ritual time, Queen Rhiannon is going to cast a Dream on Calidor. Let me double check how this spell works real quick.
I guess I have to mark off the...
You do. This is costing her a spell slot.
Level 5? Yeah, I haven't used it yet.
Is asleep, it appears in the dreams. Um. Hmm. Wait, hold on. That's a weird wording. Okay, so, it actually doesn't work right now, because the target has to be asleep.
Let's say. Well,
So she kind of says, "I'm afraid it's going to have to be tonight."
She used a spell slot for that.
Yep.
Well, she still has a level 6, so she can do it.
wouldn't she have known that she should maybe have waited?
We're gonna say that she was just kind of hoping he might be taking a nap.
Okie dokie. Well, until tonight then.
Oh, better get on the road.
So, then with that, where are you guys heading?
Yes, to Alton, probably right. Back towards Alton.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
We just try and rally as we go through. And see. Tell these people they either need to get the heck out of here or come with us. One of the two. Stay
All right.
together or die alone, right?
So, you begin to travel. And after a couple days of travel, obviously you guys have to stop and camp, so you do get... She does get her spell slot back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And on the first night, as it's really late, you see her once again cast this dream spell. And reach out.
So she's ritual casting it. Does it take a spell slot?
Oh, you're right. Actually, so it wouldn't have anyway. So, you see her complete this ritual in the middle of the night. And as she finishes, you see her eyes open up and they're just completely white. So definitely, you know, that kind of strange arcane thing that is happening. And she just sits like that for about 10 minutes. And finally, her irises roll back down. And you see her kind of catch her breath. And she looks it up at all of you and says, "Well, it looks like we're going to have just a little more help.
We'll take it.
It's going to take them about a week to prepare, but that still fits within our timeline. But Calidor is mustering the older and more well-trained members of Tarlochlin, and will be providing arcane artillery support."
It's pretty handy.
I believe it will be. So, what that means for you guys is that you will have with you the Tarlochlin mages as an additional unit.
Sounds very handy. What can they do?
They function as basically as archers, except with a few extra bonuses that will get worked out once we get to actual warfare and I build the unit card.
Fair enough.
But functionally, they are artillery. They are archers.
So, long rest?
Oh yeah, you in fact have a couple of long rests on the way. So, and the Archon Sphere should probably be fully charged.
Can you throw that bad boy in the fantasy ground?
What?
ASP.
Long rest.
Oh yeah, of course. I always forget that it like needs me to do that. There we go.
I mean, I could do it, but it would take like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
minutes.
There you go. You are long rested.
Yes.
And after a few days of travel, you arrive in the town of Terrelton. And you see people are mostly going about their normal day-to-day lives. Although your appearance in the town does sort of stir up a little bit of talking in the street. You can kind of see the like the wheels of small town gossip turning as you guys enter the town.
Are they like?
Would we
What are they
go
doing?
ahead?
Like, what's the vibe in the town?
Nervous.
What's the vibe?
Yeah, the vibe is like really nervous.
Would we know who's in charge of this town?
So having passed through a couple times, I would say that it, even if you don't know, it wouldn't be hard for you to find out. And after just a little bit of carousing, you're able to introduce yourselves to Speaker or Alderman Whiston. So as you meet him, you see this kind of just like older, like, you know, bald on top, hair around the sides. Very just, I don't know how to describe him as other than like an earthen, sort of lived off the land most of his life kind of guy.
Human?
Yeah, human.
What was his name again?
Alderman Wyston. Or Whiston. I should know. It's Wyston. I like that name. Wiston.
Try and get a speedy audience with him.
What was the
So-
first name? Sorry, I got.
So it's not a first name, it's a title. Alderman.
Oh, I'll.
Yeah.
Kind of like mayor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, it's a direct predecessor, historically speaking. But, yes.
Okay.
So, and he walks up and says, he actually initiates the conversation as you guys meet him. He says, the Count has mentioned that a group of experts was sent out to sort of scout into the Witchwood. What have you found? We're all waiting to hear the news. And here, by the way, it is a bit topical, but the perfect description of the vibe in this town, I want you all to think back to like a week and a half ago, on the first day of the Ukrainian invasion. Everyone knows that shit is going down, but no one knows to what extent or how this is going to go down yet. And no one knows what to do. No one's really moving. It's just like, do we leave? Do we go? Do we fight? Like, just that uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same way that this alderman approaches you, is with this like, oh, thank God, someone with some kind of information. Like, what's going on?
So what are we like at his house / residence or office or?
I
kinda
think
out
that
in the
he's
open?
probably, you were approaching his home, and he saw you through a window, and so you're outside, basically on his front porch. He rushed out to meet you.
Yeah. Are there other people around?
No one's
Or-
super nearby. Like, you can see sort of down the little hill that he lives on, there are people who are looking up at the house, but they're far too far away to actually hear anything.
May we step inside and we'll show you exactly what we've found and what we know.
All right. Yes, of course. Come on in. Come on in.
And basically, as soon as we get in the door, I'm gonna pull out the map.
Okay, so as you're going through the door, he says, "So, just to be clear, it is Bran, Dubar, and Jules, correct?"
Indeed.
Okay. It is a pleasure to meet you. So, and then he sees you pulling out the map and just, oh my, oh no. And he just immediately dives onto it, sort of looking at it.
This is why we've come here. We either need to rally everyone and evacuate the town to Alton or anywhere but here. Because this is right in the warpath.
So it seems.
How quickly can you get your people out of here? And how many people, how many men, and anybody else can you rally to help us fight?
We have a militia that could be rallied, and is, I'm sure, going to be more than willing to. As a matter of fact, it's going to be quite a feat convincing everybody to leave. But
Well, we went to Barrel Arbor, which was in the warpath of this army before here, and there were no survivors. And I don't want to see that again. So, if needed, I can try and convince them, but I would hope that your word and your word of my events would be enough.
go ahead and just make a persuasion check for me.
That is persuasion, you say?
Yes.
That is an 18.
Okay. So,
Go with us. What time of year is it?
what time of year? It is getting dangerously close to winter.
Okay, so say continue. I have something to add in a minute, but go ahead.
Okay. So,
Oh, I have another thing I would like to ask him about. As you can see, we're going to be going along the Dawnway, continuing on, but is there any way you can send riders to Doth and Proster to try and send word to them as well? They're out of the way, but I'm not sure that they're entirely safe. This Ghost Lord, it's an unknown. We know that we stopped the majority of the army, but they're not the only force out there.
well, yeah. Yes, that can be done. I feel if we... I am on your side in this. I feel like we need to evacuate as soon as possible.
Agreed.
Let me make preparations. There will need to be a small council convened. There are more than just me who have a say in what happens here.
Indeed.
So, please, if there's anything you need from our town, go find it now. I will go and convene the other leaders of this town.
Okay. What could we expect to find here? Just like standard supplies, or?
Yeah, standard supplies, food, kits, anything you need in that regard, tools.
Or lock, or
Yeah.
I think Dubar, you said you could fix it, right?
Fix what?
It is lockpicks that got broke.
Oh, I
would
can
you
try.
say that you would have done it during our long rest earlier, because I completely forgot. But that's also fair.
I'll give you the chance to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do? Tinker?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a Tinker's check.
And I have proficiency, and it's Dex, I think.
Intelligence,
That'll be-
actually.
Oh, it
If
is?
you break them further, there'll be 6 to 8 more people in this room with you right now. Just say.
Huh.
Of level challenge rating 1/4 or higher.
Natural 1.
So,
They
sounds like
are-
we're doing-
They are now broken beyond repair.
Damn it.
Oh,
Jules?
nigga.
I got a bit too careless because I thought these were simple.
You see this like kid on Christmas Eve, like you did it right? Face.
No, Jules.
Like it's done? Yeah?
I want to sort of like have it like close in my hand and then like open it up slowly towards you.
He
And
pulls
show
down
you
his
the
surgical
broken
mask really slowly.
We did all we could for him, son.
I don't understand. What?
Oh, it's okay, because Dubar is going to buy you some new ones.
Yeah, I'll get you some new ones.
Where would you even find thieves' tools or lockpicks?
So typically, it's a black market item, right? You buy them in kind of shady places. There are general stores sometimes that sell, you know, locksmiths' tools, but you gotta find the right kind of shady general store owner.
Oh, could we get Dubar resources where he could just make new ones from scratch?
Dubar could absolutely just try to make new ones from scratch.
Yeah. Well, let's peruse about the town and see. Is the alderman still here?
No, he's already left to go and try and convene the other leaders.
I want to. I'm assuming we're gonna be like at that meeting or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. I want to, because I don't want to just do this because I know, but I want to see if Dubar would think of the Russia strategy of why no one can invade Russia in winter.
I mean, Dubar is incredibly well read. Why don't you make me a history check?
Ew. Okay. 17.
17, really, with proficiency and intelligence?
Yeah, I rolled an 8, and I get +9. So
Jesus, okay.
You
Um,
Soviet Alton.
So, you know what? A 17 is good enough. And you absolutely consider that. The thing is, and you are probably aware of this, being a well-read, intelligent person, Cambria's geographic location is not quite as frigid as Russia's.
okay.
You'd have to
Well,
get
maybe-
more into, like the freeholds, right?
Well, in fact, if you ever do look on the Cambria map, you'll see 2 passes into the freeholds, and there's actually some. And Dubar would even be aware of this. There's some history about wars where those passes just become completely untraversable in the winter, and most of the freeholds, yeah, absolutely becomes just the winter makes the freeholds into a natural fortress. But the rules don't really apply the same way here because of the slightly more southern geography and also the mountain range itself.
So maybe instead of, because Kieran was thinking, basically whatever we're not taking, burn all of the buildings and all of the supplies as we leave. So
Mhm.
maybe instead of like burning all the buildings, which they might do anyway, whatever supplies we don't take, we burn that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, these
Otherwise,
are-
they're just gonna get it.
I mean, they're a marching army. What are they going to do with houses and stuff? I mean, I guess it does provide them shelter, but
Yeah. Well, that's why I was saying, like, if it was gonna be frigid
That
enough
harsh.
where the houses might actually make a difference, then burn them down. But if there was a chance they leave them alone and don't just burn everything, then
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I think taking denying the resources would be good.
Yeah. So, no houses, but the resources. Okay.
Give people something to come back to at least. Hopefully. Yeah. So, point of so in Prosser it says burn it. Burning, not worth burning. Do we know anything about Prosser and why they would want to burn it, possibly?
So the principal reason is Prosser's geography. The road leading up from like south of Alton to Alton itself goes through Prosser. And that is probably the most heavily trafficked road in the region. And Prosser is just a much, much more important stop along the way.
So they want to burn it basically to disrupt future travel.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go shopping. And
Yep.
then voice
Try
all
and
this
get
at
some
the council.
materials for lockpicks. What else
Okay.
are we looking for right now?
So, Kieran, just FYI, or Dubar, just FYI, making lockpicks will fall under the Gardal's, basically the Gardal's inventions feat. Gardal's gadgeteering. So basically, you'll just have a gold cost associated with it.
Well,
Yeah.
So, that's more geared toward, like, new inventions, right?
Right. So it will be, I'm considering it something that you already know how to make.
Oh, okay.
So it says here, when you craft an invention for the second time and after, it costs 1/5 the gold or less, depending on the item, and the DC to craft is reduced by 10. So it would be low complexity. It'd be 1/5 of that, and I'm going to knock it down even more. So it would cost you 50 gold worth of materials to make, and the DC's only 5.
Okay, so I have to not roll a 1.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do that.
And remember, Gardal's gadgeteering, you have to take a long rest to use it.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
also like a set, by the way, even though I'm not proficient with them. Just in case. So, not now, but in the future. And then healing potions. Is there a place we could find some of those?
There is an apothecary here.
I would like to visit said apothecary.
Okay. So, you walk into this little shop in Terrelton where, you immediately are just overwhelmed by the smell of, like, lavender and ginger and sage and just all of the, like, familiar scents of freshly harvested herbs and, resources. And you see this older guy in there, really long hair, like down to the small of his back, starting to go gray, but was once redheaded. And he looks up at you. Oh, hello. Can I get you something?
Wondering if you had any potions for sale.
Oh, yes. In fact, I do have some potions for sale.
What variety, may I ask?
I have principally potions that heal. Are my main source of revenue. They are the most useful. I have, at present, as I am sorry to say, many have recently been purchased. So I have 2 what you might call regular healing potions, and one that is well, quite good, in fact.
And how much would those run a band of adventurers?
Oh, a band of
Such as
adventurers. Well, well, let me think for one moment. Carry the 2. And so the the regular potions of healing will run normally 60 gold pieces. Given the situation and the likelihood of me to soon have to move, I will sell them to you for 30. However, the superior potion, which heals considerably more health, my normal price, and I'm aware that this is expensive, I apologize, is 1,500 gold pieces. Again, though, given this situation, I will sell it to you for half, so 750 gold pieces.
Oh, you say it's better. How much better are we talking?
Okay. I, the DM, am perfectly willing to just give you sort of meta information here.
Please do. Just
A regular,
price.
yeah, a regular potion of healing heals for 2d4 plus 2 hit points. So at your level, its largest function is just making you not unconscious anymore. A potion of superior healing heals for 8d4 plus 8.
It's pretty good. Also pretty expensive. How much do we have in the party fund?
Calculating beep boop. 16,000.
16,000. So, I mean, that sounds worthwhile. If one of us gets really hurt and we need it in a pinch.
I still do have my greater healing potion. I have times 1 of those, but you know.
Yeah. We may need it in the coming days, and who knows, we may need to shove it down somebody's throat and get them back up in the fight. Either one of us or somebody important to us. So.
Yes, also, I have 2 other potions on hand that are not healing related. Well, this one I call the, again, this is just my name, the Potion of the Bull, which is a concoction of a few specific ingredients and other things that you can synthesize. It will make you feel much stronger for a limited amount of time. And I have a similar, albeit different result, in another potion that I call my Potion of the Fox, which will stimulate and enhance your mental aptitude for an amount of time.
And the cost on those?
I will sell you each one of them for 100 gold pieces.
And if we take the lot?
All 5 potions.
Indeed.
Oh, well.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, so then that would be 700, 950 plus the 100. It would be 1,050 gold pieces. And that would be the total price. I would give you, if you wanted to take them all off my hands, I would give you a discount of 100, making it 950 gold pieces.
Well, I mean,
I think he's on the level. I just want to, based on what I know, how on the level is he with what he's trying to sell us?
Make an insight check.
That is a insight. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a 18.
18. He's actually being very on the level. In fact, in most places, this would be considered an amazing deal. And it's very clear he's just like, I can't take everything with me if we have to go. I'd rather just have what I get what I can get now, right? I can make more later. Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I think it's
Yeah.
steal, honestly. For
Yeah.
I mean, resources are good. And gold doesn't do us any good if we're dead.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we take the lot.
Oh, really? Oh, fantastic.
Hey,
well, then,
is the queen gonna help us with this thing?
as you say that, she goes, Queen? What queen? I don't know any queens.
I wouldn't have said the queen out loud. I would have said Rhiannon.
She goes, Rhiannon? I don't know any Rhiannon.
I'll get this, darling.
Thank you.
Wait, you're paying her.
it was just
her
like
part of
looking
it?
back and forth, like I don't get it.
How much was it?
950.
Yeah. Does the math check out on that? 30 plus 30. Then how much? How much was 750? Okay, I maybe did my math wrong.
I mean, that's only
Yeah,
800
no.
something.
810, and then
So,
200 for the other two.
so it's 750 for the superior healing. 100 for the bull potion. 100 for the fox potion. And then
Alright.
50 per each regular healing potion. Or did I
50,
say?
thought they were-
Did I
thought they were
say?
30.
Did I say 30? Oh well, then I cheated you out of 40. So it's 910 gold.
Okay. 15, 215.
And if y'all want, y'all can take the 2 other healing potions, and then we can throw the rest in the bag of holding.
So what am I getting?
So the items, I'll go ahead and just add them to the bag of holding for you. Why did I close the items page? I still need that.
Also, y'all should be able to see with the bag of holding content and notes.
Oh, you said you were handing out stuff.
No, it was just y'all could have the 2 normal potions if you so desire. Otherwise, I'll just put them in the bag. That way, you have them on your person. I think I have one as well, so we give it to Rhiannon, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think she has a inventory thing.
She doesn't have inventory of her own, so Dubar, just make a note that you've given it to her.
We can put it on the note in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So, then there's this, and there's this, and there's this.
So yeah. Okie dokie. I guess go see the smith, maybe, perhaps. He'll have anything. You need bullet resources or anything?
Picking tool would be nice.
Okay, so you go and visit the smith, who just seems to be like a local woman who looks up at you and just says, "Well, what can I get you?"
Arrowheads and any other unique armaments that you have that could be handy for some adventurers.
If you're looking for unique, you're gonna have to check a bigger city than here.
Well, you never know what you might happen across.
Fair enough, I suppose. Only thing unique I've got is my good attitude.
It's gonna
I
be
hate
few
to
and
see
far
you on a
between
bad
on a
day.
Sorry, you both spoke. What?
I was gonna say there's gonna be few and far between sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Anyway, I can get you what I've got left. I'm, as it stands, getting ready to pack up in case the need arises. So no custom work, no custom orders. Don't really have time for it. So in that case, I've got arrows, got armors aplenty. Could maybe do some quick repairs if you need them.
You need bullet stuff. I mean, I still technically have plenty of arrows. Well, does she have any specialized arrows? Any
I would-
bodkin or
I would need to bust out the armorer's handbook thing real quick. Hold on. Boom. There we
I still
go.
have like 0 money on hand. I guess we have the party fund. How much did that ding us down to?
15 to 15.
It's still a lot.
And
Yeah.
I have some gold on me,
I have gold too.
just in case. We're good.
You got
We
it,
got
spend
gold.
it, I guess. Stimulate the local economy and all.
Is there like a magic shop or?
Not in this town.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. This town's a bit too small to have anything quite like that. Okay, so she does a little bit of looking and she says, "Well, I've got some stuff that the hunters kind of tend to come in here and want. I've got a couple of broadheads on hand. That's it."
I will buy them and I'll take, I don't know, what's a standard unit for arrows?
Oh, for
quiver? A quiver.
well,
one?
she's only got 5 of them.
Well, the broad hands and then normal arrows as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. So just to resupply arrows, we'll call that just 5 gold to resupply all your arrows. And then the
I just want an extra quiver. I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding, and then the
Oh,
5
okay.
broadheads.
okay, so the 5 broadheads will run you 25 gold pieces.
Can I dip that from the party fund? Right, and then the quiver. You said that was 5.
Yep.
Right. So 30 in total, deducted from the party fund, and can I not edit this anymore? Apparently, I can't edit the bag of holding contents anymore.
Oh, I locked it. My bad. There you go.
Like, apparently, I already had a quiver, but now I have 2 quivers. Okay, I suppose that'd be all, unless you don't need anything else from here. Is there any, probably not any bookstores or anything, bases of knowledge?
Not here. This is like the Corsicana of Cambria. Like,
Hey, we have bookstores here.
yeah, it's also 2022.
I don't know. Is there anything else worth buying or saving? Anything in this town?
Oh, I guess I need stuff to make lockpicks.
Yeah. So I guess you'd buy your 50 gold worth of supplies here. That's how much it is. Buy a couple sets, probably. If nothing else, it's probably not a bad idea to have more than one set, anyways, right? For Mr. Jules in the event that something goes sideways.
Yeah.
How much is it like?
Sorry, to
For materials for lockpicks.
oh, so that would be the Gardal's gadgeteering feat.
I still have inventor feet on mine.
50. Also, let me update you with Gardal's gadgeteering if you've not got it.
Buying enough for 2.
Okay, so then 100 gold's worth of materials.
Some expensive lockpicks. They better be like gold plated.
You know what?
How much-
Take both for 50, because 50 is a lot for...
Oh, there's probably a price on lockpicks, right?
Right.
And how much is that? And then you could upcharge them a little bit, right?
Well, actually, I would
Since he's having to
downcharge
make
him
them.
since he's making them and not buying them made. So, yeah, hold on. Let me see what a set of lockpicks... Oh, so, Kieran, change the number because buying them new is 25 gold pieces. And since you're building them, it's only going to be 15.
Nice. So let's build like 3 or 4 of them. Even if it's going to take you a little bit of time, assuming you don't mind taking the time.
How many can I build in a night?
So when you long rest, using Gardal's gadgeteering, you can make 1 full item.
Or not, or whatever.
Yeah. You can make them over the
Anything
course of the next couple days.
And say again, how much they are? 15, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get 4 or 5. How many do you think? I don't think we can have too many.
I'll get 4. So that
Okay.
is 60.
And then I think I guess we go back and wait. Did the alderman, whenever we went in his house, did he have any like books or anything?
Yeah, I mean, he had some books.
Whenever he gets back, I would offer if there's anything that's important to the town that he would like to have saved, their history book or whatever. I'd offer to put it in the bag of holding for them.
He absolutely takes you up on that. But that's something you'll have to tell him. He will take you up on that. But that is something you'll have to tell him when you see him again.
Okay. I will
Which,
do
at
that.
this point, you do see a group of people heading up towards the alderman's home.
Okie doke. I guess we'll head that way, and before we actually get to that, I want to go get a drink real quick.
Go right ahead.
I need to use the restroom too. Be right back.
I feel like at this point, because we're in the shop, right?
Yeah.
Like both Bran and Dubar sort of just like went left and right, like to like an aisle,
Yeah.
and Jules is just sitting there, just like staring at the keep,
Okay.
and I'm just staring at him, and we're just sort of like a, hey.
Yeah, he just looks up and just, hey.
So,
Yep. So, you just get into town?
Yeah, crazy, crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah, no, it's wild. It's sure hope we don't have to go.
Yeah, no, with this weather, it's
Yeah, it's
yeah,
real unfortunate.
yeah, fortunate. That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
No, no, unfortunate. Just
Oh, yeah, I was also gonna say that. Yep.
yeah, yep.
That's.
And at this point, they come back with the stuff that they want, and yeah, that was great.
Now, what was the strength potion we got?
So you got a potion of bull strength, and it gives you for an hour advantage on all your strength ability checks and saving throws. I think.
Oh, so it's just advantage. Okay.
Yeah. But just advantage, he says.
Well, because I was like, how does this thing stack with my Titan Stone?
Stacks well because your Titan Stones don't give you advantage; they just give you
Yeah,
a really
Well, I
good
was wondering
strength.
if there was an actual like plus something.
No,
that it
it's
added.
just advantage.
I was like, is it gonna be like plus 20, like some crazy number? But that's why I was like, just advantage. But yeah, no, just advantage.
It's okay. I've only got a 24 strength and advantage.
As a 17-year-old.
Yeah. Jesus, they're taking a while.
I wanted to have a beer, but with the huge glass of milk that I drink, I don't know if that would.
Ooh. Oh, not beer, my dude. I think that'd be a bad
That's
call.
why- Yeah, that's why I didn't.
I feel like I can clip out just Jules and the shopkeep's small talk and put it in the next video.
I return.
What's up?
When last we left our heroes?
Well, we're still waiting on Bathroom Boy.
Ah. I did that too. I was sure that it would have been done and ready.
Sadly, no.
I'm just glad my dad didn't get his skid steer stuck. Well, in the lake, I guess I should say. It was stuck.
hmm
That would have been not very fun.
Yeah, that would suck. Hey, Josh, technical question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the best way to long-term store data, like video files?
Probably. You mean physically, like on hand?
Sure. But, like, if I just wanted to transfer all of these video files out of my computer onto just a storage medium, what's the best way to do that?
There's something you can just like put in a box and not have to worry about,
Yeah,
and something you're not going to be hauling around anywhere really.
exactly.
You probably just could get an external hard drive. And it won't be the fastest thing ever, but I think hard drives hold data better than like a SSD.
Really? What do you know?
I think. Because SSDs are like just electrons held in place, right? For a 1 and a 0. Or a hard disk is like literally you're changing the ones and the zeros on the disk.
Right. You know, when you put it that way, SSDs are actually insane pieces of technology.
Oh, absolutely. SSDs are temperature sensitive. Uh, um, oh, here it says SSDs for long-term storage in modern days is a good choice.
Oh, really?
So,
Huh.
I guess as long as you like keep it away from extreme temperatures, it's probably fine.
Okay. Yeah. When I do get this filled up, I want to hold on to these master files, even though they're all on YouTube. To me, that's like putting faith in the cloud, and I'm just
Yeah.
eh.
But it will be cheaper to get mass storage for a hard disk versus
Yeah.
a SSD. SSDs are insane and also insanely expensive per gigabyte. So
I'll probably end up
You
going
need-
with. I mean, if old school hard drives have worked for the last 20 years, 30 years, right? So
Mm.
I'm sure it'll
Just,
work just fine for holding my dumb videos.
yeah, I would figure out how much storage you need and then go from there.
hmm
and
Let's see how
figure out
much
much
is.
that costs.
Let's see how much is in that folder right now. There's currently 161 gigabytes of video in my stream archive.
It's not much.
Yeah, actually, it's not.
That's like a tenth of the terabyte. So
Yeah.
I want to say I get this. I think it's a 2 terabyte. Let's see, how much should I get this for? Amazon.
I feel like most of the space on my main hard drive is just eaten up by games.
Yeah, mine too.
Games and creative bullshit. Fucking Adobe.
So I got a 4 terabyte external drive. Apparently it's on sale for $90 right now.
Oh. Not bad. I've gone ahead and blown all of my money recently, so I'm not doing it, but,
It is on sale right now. How much is a 5 terabyte? Or a 1 terabyte? 44 for 1 terabyte. And double that, and you get 4 times the storage.
where in the hell is Kieran? Is he taking a shit?
I would guess so. If it's peeing, then serious problem.
Okay, but
God, that took you forever, dude.
I had a shit.
Hey, I was right.
Congratulations.
Okay, so now we pick back up with you all making your way towards the oh, thanks for the link, Josh. Towards Elderman Weiston's house. So you all gather in the sitting room of the Elderman's house. Here with you are Kellen, the halfling who owns the Old Bridge Inn, Captain Serana of the Guard, Dolores Zahn, the woman who owns the town's livery stable, and a tall, sour-faced man named Eormel, who is evidently a person of some property. Along with is Elderman Weiston, and these people comprise the town's council. And you hear, well, you all know why we're here, who, as Weiston says, without any kind of preamble. In a matter of days, we're going to have an army of goblins, elves, and other monsters on our doorsteps. What do we do? It has been murmured of possibly fighting. It's been also murmured that we could try to talk to them, or abandon the town and flee. Or do nothing and hope that our visitors are wrong and they don't come this way. Although, that one I highly doubt. So, at this point you see Delora, who owns the stable.
Mm-hmm.
She immediately just sits up. Listen, I've seen more than one town put to the sword. If we're not leaving right now, then we're all fools. The only thing waiting for us here is death and slavery. I don't intend to be either. And she kind of looks over at you guys. I used to be what these guys are. Running around, solving problems, getting into trouble. Trust me. We need to go. And then, after her, you see, with this sort of like cocksure grin, Eormel, who is the one who seems to be fairly noble, fairly well off. He kind of course you would say that. I think we should fight. I think our people are strong and proud, and we can defend ourselves. We can't just let them take everything we've worked for, can we? And just these goblins and such is rabble. We can fight them. After him...
I'll lean up
okay.
at that. I'll say, they have a dragon, among other monsters.
As the moment that you say dragon, you hear Serana speak up. She's the captain of the guard, and she just says, "Did you say dragon?" To wit, Delora, who's already spoken, chimes back in and says, "Just one more reason for us to get out of here." And then, lastly, Kellen chimes in, and he says, "Now, everyone just..."
Who's Kellen?
He is the halfling who owns the inn.
Yep.
And he chimes in, he says, "Everybody calm down, please. Listen to me. Has anyone even stopped to consider that we could talk to them, negotiate? Surely there's something they want. We could pay them off to get them to just go around us."
I have it on fairly good authority that they have no interest in any such things.
Well, then what do they want? We have money, we could pay them. What else could they possibly want here? If they don't want money, then they just want the throne, they want the count's seat, in which case, let them go for it. They don't need to destroy us.
They don't need to, but they will. Because that's the kind of man that they're led by. He has no interest in civilization.
In civilization? What do you mean? Surely he wants the power that's held by Alton.
He is concerned with completely destroying Alton and everything between here and there, including this town.
And at this point, Eormel, the nobleman, he stands back up. "Well, then in that case, we most certainly cannot run. We must fight. We have far too much here, too much history and work and sweat, and we cannot just let them walk over it."
I realize that, but if you want to stand a chance of continuing that history and returning to it and building upon it, then your best course of action is to leave with us and rally at Alton with us and the other towns.
Make a persuasion check.
Let's say 18 plus persuasion. 18 plus 8, 26.
20. So, Eormel, you see him kind of sit back and his head drops down. All of my land and my farm. I fucking hate monsters and delves and all of it. Fine. Built it up once, I can do it again.
Go home. Pack up everything that's dear to you. Take it to Alton.
There are many things that are dear to me, Master Warden. I cannot carry them all.
Hide what you can, I suppose.
So, at this point, you see Kellen, the barkeep, who he just sort of chimes back in. Well, now, hold on. Eormel, you were the only one here speaking. Well, no, you were very unreasonable. We can't fight them, but what if we send a delegate? Somebody. We obviously know the warden's opinion here, that we should just run, but there are more people at this table, even among the adventurers. Do your warden, do your allies stand with you? You, Master Dwarf, what do you think?
Oh, what do I think?
Well, yes, I would not have asked it if I didn't want to know.
Well, is there someone you don't like in town? Because whoever you send as a delegate is going to get killed. So, whoever you don't like, you should send down.
And are you also in agreement, young master, whatever your name is?
Jules looks around.
I'll elbow Jules.
Yeah, also a little Jules on the other side.
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. 100%.
Well, so then I want either Jules or Dubar to make a persuasion check. You guys can decide.
Would you have done it, Tubar?
No, you can't.
Okay. 22?
22. Oh, wow. Okay. So, the innkeep just... Weiston, if I go for this, I should expect that when we do return to this area, the land for my inn shall still belong to me, correct? And Weiston just, sighs. Of course it will, Kellen, just... We have to think about the people. And Kellen and Eormel both just kind of grumble. People have never done anything for us.
It's a total shot in the dark here, but if everyone leaves town, maybe they won't completely burn it all to the ground. So maybe you'll have something to come back to and not have to rebuild it as much. That's my hope, at least.
So,
Unfounded as it may be.
Go ahead and make one more persuasion check for me, Bran.
That's 11 plus 8. 19.
19. So, Eormel and Kellen, after that, finally just sort of they hate this, but they're on board. And then Delora chimes back in, who owns the livery in the stables. She says, well, as far as coming back, sure, maybe we can leave the building standing, but anything of value that we can't carry, we have to burn. At which point, Eormel and Kellen, at the exact same time, go, are you mad?
She's not mad. What do you
Any-
think is going to happen to it if you leave it here?
Well, and Eormel chimes in. Well, I was going to hide most of it, and
Hide. Okay, do you think you can play hide and seek with... How many soldiers do they have?
oh,
A
there's
little army.
not even an army; it's a militia.
No, I'm saying how many...
Oh, the Red
that would just
Hand.
stop at the bridge, yeah.
Oh, like legions.
So 20,000, 30,000.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, maybe I exaggerated slightly.
Well, legions are 5,000 apiece, so...
That is true. I am proud of you for knowing that. No, it would be like 5,000, so like a legion.
Okay. Well, I'll say, well, unless you think you can play hide and seek with 5,000 men that will tear everything apart,
And monsters.
and monsters, then
Drago.
you're a better man than me, I suppose.
So
But
at this point, you see
what was the stable master's name?
Delora.
Maybe Delora can. I mean, we're gonna need food at Alton for this battle. Food, any supplies we can have to fuel a war. If you don't mind lending your horses to this cause, we can try and expedite getting as many.
As long as my
Resources.
horses get pointed in the direction of Alton, I don't care. I'm happy to lend a hand.
Well, maybe not all the horses.
And
one-
sorry, as you say food, Eormel interjects and he goes, "Oh well, of course. I will charge normal rates for the food that I produce on my farm. How much do you need?"
The rate is we try and save you and all of your people and try and keep everybody from being brutally murdered.
So you're saying you want my hard-earned profits for or my crop for nothing?
Yes.
Who else is in the room
Either.
right now?
Go ahead and make another persuasion check, Bran, against Eormel.
How many totals in the room right now?
So there
16
are
plus 8.
16 plus, okay. There are you three, Jules, and then there are Wyston, Serana, Kellen, Eormel, and Delora. So there are 8 of you total.
8? Okay.
And as you say that, Eormel, fine, it was all going to go foul anyway. Fucking socialists.
Either we use it or we burn it. Which would you prefer?
Nah.
You can be the man that fed the convoy.
Indeed. Had the armies that push back the evil invaders at Alton, or you can be the guy that was stingy and refused to feed his own people.
I've already agreed to give you the food. You don't
I'm
need
just
to win
putting
me.
I'm just putting it in perspective for you to help you sleep at
Listen,
night.
glory doesn't make money, alright? I'm not gonna sleep well regardless. In fact, I think I need to go throw up now.
Just shift towards the door.
At which point, you see this, like, Delora is just stifling a laugh.
One
So,
more matter now that we've pretty much got everyone on
well,
board.
and Wyston interrupts. He says, "Well, I have to make this. If we're going to do this, it must be official. So, all council members, please raise your hand if you are in favor of abandoning the town and fleeing to Alton." And you see Wyston and Serana, Delora, and Kellen all raise their hand. And after just a moment, you see Serana, the captain of the guard, or no, not Serana, I'm sorry, Delora, the captain of the guard, just shoots Eormel this look like she's gonna stab him in the face, and he begrudgingly raises his hand.
That's
That's
everyone,
I've
right?
seen in Arcane.
Yeah. And Wyston says, "Well, good unanimity was required in this matter. Well, then we should send word. Serana, could you go spread word to the town? Tell them to get everything that they can carry, and prepare to leave. Tell all of the laborers to load as much food as will fit into Delora's wagons and onto her horses, and whatever cannot be carried, have it brought to the middle of the town and burned."
One more matter before we adjourn. Do any of y'all have friends or allies or people you can call on in Doth and Prosser?
In Doth and Prosser, I mean, friends, allies, sure. I will tell you this. Once word spreads that we are abandoning our town, it will not take long for Doth and Prosser and all the rest to wind up in Alton as well.
If you're confident that's the direction they're going to go, and if they will execute their or they'll exit in a similar enough fashion to the way we're doing it here, then maybe we'll stand a chance.
These kinds of things, they tend to domino. Once one leaves, the others get skittish, begin to fear they should do the same.
Indeed, but I'm talking with the resources and everything else. We need to stack the deck in our favor as best we can.
With everybody, it's possible that we could muster an amount of fighting men from all the towns to form maybe a levy or two.
We need all the help we can get.
We will see. We won't know how many we really have until everyone is gathered in Alton.
Indeed. Alright. That, I think we'll leave y'all to it unless there's any other way we can help.
No, I do not believe that there is much left to be done.
Look forward to standing beside y'all in Alton.
Well, not sure if I look forward to it, but it will certainly be something.
Better there than here. Unfortunately.
And, as everyone stands up and leaves, you see Eormel fighting tears. And Delora, who can best be described as sort of like a very seasoned, middle-aged woman. You know, she's still got color in her hair, but it's starting to go. She's in good shape. But her age and the scars from a lot of fighting are there. She walks up to you, Bran, and just sort of grabs you on the ass. "Let me know if you have any free time before you go." And then just winks and walks away.
I'm just gonna shake my head like, did that just happen? Okay, that just happened. I'm gonna pretend that didn't just happen. And
Everyone's
is Winston?
Wyston.
He's still there? Wyston.
Mm.
I feel like you should have like an extra letter.
I just like the way it sounds, so we're going with it.
Yeah. So Wyston's still there?
Yeah, he is the last one standing in his house, sort of head down, just taking it all in.
Yeah. I'll go up to him and give him a sincere, "I'm sorry, this is how it's happening."
Well, when you live at the edge of civilization, the things on the other side of that knife tend to rear their head from time to time. Doesn't make it easier, but it is something.
Indeed. Well, if it's of any consolation to you, if there's anything that is of utmost importance to you in the town, your history, or any such things, documentation, I can do my best to keep it safe for you. And turn it once we've won this battle, and you start rebuilding.
I would be grateful. And he goes and hands just 2 or 3 books that are basically boiled down to like a history of the town, and then like what could best be described as the Farmer's Almanac. So like a record of weather patterns over the last like 80 years. And hands them to you.
I'm
And-
assuming your town doesn't have a library.
No. The only books here are privately owned. And none of which I think you would find very interesting.
He has a lot of books in here.
He has like a small bookshelf.
You wouldn't happen to have any books on sieges, do you?
No, you might have to travel to Alton for that. I'm sure they would have something like it.
Yeah.
So what should we call these history?
You should just call them
Three.
Weiston's books. So,
Yeah.
and he says,
I know
well,
it's not
and
much, but
it's something. And in return, there's one little thing. I didn't notice it before. I guess I just wasn't quite paying attention. But Eormel and Delora both called you out as a warden.
indeed, one of the few remaining.
Indeed.
I also know a bit about having your home destroyed by a unseen force.
So it would seem. You know, I'm old and I remember my father talking. The North has just been slowly devolving into a more and more chaotic place for generations upon generations, but since the Wardens have gone, it just feels like it's accelerated.
It's well, there's no nice way to say it. There's no such thing as de-evolution, but your point is taken.
He looks
that
at you
Kieran,
like
or
you're the
was that-
biggest asshole in the world.
Or Dubar.
Do what?
Was that Kieran or was that Dubar?
It was both.
They're one and the same.
There is some crossover there. He
Oh,
says,
I was.
I'll act like I totally didn't just hear Dubar, even though I did. Feel like we're working on fixing that slowly but surely, and this is one piece of the puzzle to helping restore that balance, I think.
I may have
Then-
another piece.
You know?
So, north of here, pretty far north, on the other side of the Witchwood, there's this old ruined town named Rest. Now, for a long time, since my grandfather was alderman here, the Wardens had a keep in those ruins that they maintained. It was very well armed and provisioned, and if any of the stories are to be believed, they had some arcane secrets stored away up there. It's become overrun and quite dangerous, even reports of lizard men in the area, but I am certain that if you were to go there, you would find something of use.
Do we even have time for that?
I mean, we got like a month.
It's
Yeah,
it's about 5 days there.
5 days back, and maybe 3 or 4 days there. I mean, what else are we gonna do at Alton?
I mean, I was hoping to try and draw some siege plans, but
I mean, we'll still have time for that, I think. So what? We have, say, 5 days to get back, 5 days there, or 5 days to the Ruins of Rest, 5 days back, that's 15. We still have 2 weeks. Thereabouts, right?
2 weeks is not that long.
It's not, but what? I don't know. I mean, we need everything we can in order to turn the tides in our favor. And maybe we also make a slight detour to Kitor, or the elven city in the Witchwood, and maybe we rally some more allies, possibly people that have, well, based on the map, the Red Hand refers to them as traitors, and enemy of my enemy, and all that good stuff.
I'm assuming the queen is in here with us.
Oh, absolutely. She's been. Oh, sorry. Jules, there were 9 of you. Yeah, she's been listening to this whole thing, trying very good. Like, you see her hood's kind of up, and she's, like, obscuring her face and being very quiet.
I was gonna say, hey, Red, do you think you could get me? Is there any way for me to get a book about sieges?
A book about sieges? I'm certain Alton's library has something like that. Almost every lord noble worth their salt has read up on that subject.
Well, I thought we're talking about going through the Witchwood, right? Or are we going through Alton?
Did he mean it was 5 days from here or 5 days from Alton?
So from here, if you took the road, sorry, I was, my brain, when I said that, I was assuming Alton. Add another 2 days to that. So, from here to Alton is 2 days, and then 5 days from Alton.
Okay, well, I'll just pick one up there.
I think we go back to Alton and report what we found, and kind of see if our troops are there, and come up with a plan. Maybe draw up your siege plans, and then we head out for a rest.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not my brother and can't read a book in an hour. I need time to actually go through it.
Get your book, and then you can read it on the way during our downtime, at nights or whatever.
And as you're saying this, Rhiannon does chime in. Also, Dubar, a book would be quite helpful as I'm a bit rusty, but I have read up on that subject before. I can help you parse the information.
Ah. Pretty and smart.
She blushes.
I know there was some reason you kept her around.
Yeah.
I mean, Dubar, I am a queen of a country. It's rather expected of me to have at least a basic understanding of Warcraft.
I think I would rather have her plans than yours, Dubar. No offense.
She can help. I'll let her help.
I'm gonna just look at Rhiannon and side eye, are you hearing this right now?
She
can't understand what is flirt and what is actual argument. It's just sort of like,
I'll teach you when you're older, kid.
So, Rhiannon kind of just chuckles at Jules' expression, and, Brand Dubar, where on earth did you get this one? I just adore him.
I actually don't remember.
We found him on a ship. So.
Is that where we picked you up, Jules?
yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah, try not to think about that a lot. That was a time.
What was the time?
Well, with that, I think so there's Naaman's Gap, which is that a town?
Yeah, Naaman's Gap is a town. Yeah, it's a very small town, but it's a town.
Turning back to Weiston. So, are you gonna try and? I mean, obviously, you're gonna be going through these towns, and they're gonna catch wind of what's happening. So, I mean, we'll go before you and kind of grease the skids. But I guess it's better if you all travel together, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. We're going to travel as a town. That is the safest way. Our guardsmen can keep us safe and from any scouts or stragglers.
I mean, we would travel with you, but
No,
pressing as
we will
matters
be
are.
we will be far too slow. You need to move as fast as you can.
So, you should have some people dedicated to watching the horizon,
Oh,
the sky.
we certainly will. I'm even going to, and you hear him kind of call out to Serana, who's about halfway down the hill between his house and the town. Serana, one more thing. Go ahead and have our fastest riders start sending out messages to the rest of the towns that we are evacuating, and that they should probably do the same.
And burn the food that they can't carry.
Mm-hmm. So, and
Now,
you,
where is Athena?
Bran still hasn't recalled Athena.
I have not. I'm hoping she's waiting for us at Alton, but I mean, I could probably recall her. It's been enough time, right?
It's knowing the way Athena travels. It's been plenty of time.
I mean, what are you thinking, Jules?
No, you said eyes in the sky, looking ahead. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought Athena.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Is she capable of staying? Can you give her that complex of a task?
I mean, it's not that complex, and she is more. I mean, I can speak with her,
Yeah, but
technically. So,
you won't be here with him.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is that something Athena can do? I feel like that's within her wheelhouse.
To just deliver a message or scout or like and
Like-
yeah.
Scout and then like alert Wyston.
I think that, I mean, she could go find Wyston and just, you could use her as a signal. Tell Wyston, hey, if you see this ghost bird,
Yeah, may wanna boogie.
yeah, that's
Alright.
I think very, very achievable.
I will dismiss her and recall her.
Okay, so as you do that, your faithful old friend Athena appears before you, just sitting on your shoulder. And before you even have time to like address her, you get this feeling of, because again, she can't speak, but she can communicate. It basically feels like accomplishment.
Yes. I mean, I could use. I'll go ahead and actually, I can speak with animals
Oh, okay.
for free, and I will do so since there has been probably a lot that needs to be conveyed.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you ask Athena? Oh man, I have to Athena voice. Okay.
I gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with a beast with the duration.
Okay, what do you say to Athena?
I'll say long time no see.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Indeed, Bran, it's been so long.
Sorry about that, but I wanted to make sure you had ample time to get to where you needed to go and do what you needed to do.
Understandable decision.
And was said mission successful?
The undertaking was accomplished successfully.
Well done, and I will pat her on the head. Now, I have one more test for you. If you would be willing to assist.
As always.
Thank you. I just need you to kind of run Overwatch for this town and the other towns, mainly this one since they're the furthest back. And try and keep an eye out for them, and if you do see anything out of the ordinary, go seek Weiston here, and he will know that something is afoot. Maybe not what exactly, but help him raise his guard up a little bit, if nothing else. That's something you can do.
Of course it's something I can do. I will land and I will peck at his head.
Not too hard, but that will work.
So Weiston looks at you funny because you're talking to a ghost owl. But yeah, that is the message you get from Athena.
Yes. And I will turn to Weiston now that I'm done animal talking and say, Athena here will assist you and raise an alarm to you if anything is amiss that she can notice. And from there, it'll kind of be in your hands, but that's about all I can do to aid you from this point forward. Until you get to Alton, at least.
He says, "You just okay. Of course. Yeah."
I'm just gonna slowly nod my head. Yes, that did just happen.
And Athena chimes in. They never get used to seeing it, do they, sir?
They do not. And with that, we shall set off.
They ask Athena if she likes me or Jules better.
I'm going to ignore Devon.
All right. So Athena just sort of flies away from you up into the sky, kind of already doing the job.
Alright. So, you don't have to do this now, but I would like a list of all the people and kind of their association with Geraldton. Because I didn't get it all earlier, but I don't need it right at this moment.
Okay, I can type that up for you. I can put it in the party inventory thing.
Or you can do it in Discord here, either one.
Okay, I mean, when it's information like that, I like having it all consolidated in a, single database. But I will do it later. So, at this point, you guys are you guys now heading out, going towards Alton? Neiman Gap and then Alton?
Yeah. Well, Neiman Gap and Salar and then Alton.
Correct. So, you guys set out on your travels, and as the days pass, you travel from one empty Neiman Gap to an empty Talar, passing through just ghost town after ghost town on your way to Alton.
Oh, can I? Oh, what'd you say?
I said, would it take 6 days?
You've already traveled 3 days, so it's only like 3 more days back to Alton.
Because it says 19 and 25, so it's like...
Oh yeah, that would be because that's an army moving.
Yeah. Anything in orange is what Koth supposedly wrote.
Yeah. The red or orange, however you're seeing it, those are the notes made by Red Hand officers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they are moving a giant fuck you army, which, if you know anything about moving giant fuck you armies, they are big slow.
And also the monsters and stuff, which is also slowing them down.
Yeah.
What were
I
you
need to
gonna say,
roll.
Jimbo?
I was gonna say I need to roll for lockpicks every night.
Okay, so you're trying to make 4?
Yeah.
You've only got time to make 3, so go ahead and make 3 Tinker's checks for me.
Oh my fucking god. I rolled a 1.
Roll your second one.
It was a 7. It really looked like a 1.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's a success. So, after this second night, Rhiannon comes to you and just goes, "You know, I've seen your weapons and heard the stories of your skills. I'm gonna be honest, I expected more."
Look, it's like asking. What's an old famous painter?
No, not Da Vinci.
He
Well,
painted.
I meant like in this
Picasso.
world.
Oh,
It's like asking Picasso
there you
to
go.
paint a mountain of stick figures. All right, I can make this, and I pull out my gun. I can make this, but these fucking lockpicks.
So you get one passable set made. Go ahead and make the third roll.
12, so 21.
21. Okay, this last set's actually really, really good. And gets made pretty quickly.
I'll sort of, when I'm done with it, I'll look at her until she notices me. and
It
then
takes a
sort of
second,
wave
and
her-
then she looks at you and is a little annoyed that you were just waiting on her to notice.
And then I'll wave them in the air.
I don't
She-
know, call it to Jules.
Yeah.
Looks like Dubar has your Christmas present ready.
Christmas.
Whatever the
Christmas the thing?
regional or whatever regional equivalent of Christmas that they have here.
Midwinter.
He has your midwinter celebration present for you.
Jules, remind me next time we're not facing off an army. I'm gonna get your help because I have some ideas for these. And I need your help to make it work.
Like you need me to like to hold like the hammer? Or...
No, like I have some ideas to make better lockpicks.
Like bigger?
We'll talk later.
Okay. So I get I have two? Or is
Two
it
right now, yeah.
or-
Yeah.
Two
Okay.
sets of lockpicks, yeah.
Okie doke. I adjust. Is it in
So whenever we were going through the Neiman and LR,
Mhm.
did it look like that they burned their excess food?
Yeah, everything. There's nothing to harvest here.
Good. Neither one of these towns look to have anything like a library or something like that, do they?
No, these are small farming communities. Alton's the place that has that kind of thing.
To Alton we go, I guess.
So, after 3 days of travel from Tarleton, Alton begins to crest into view with the shimmering Scaford Lake behind it from your perspective. And as it does, you see the very hastily but shockingly proficiently repaired outer defensive wall of Alton, along with, standing around it, Alton's infantry and Alton's archers who are out drilling just outside the city and are being aided by the infantry and archers, or the infantry and cavalry of Rend,
Let's go.
and you see bullshitting with a lot of the infantry and cavalry of Rend, the Bedegar Guard, the Gravesford Guard, I should say, who you see even from a distance look like they are just they're you know, shaking hands, high-fiving with the guys from Rend, you know, like, you know, hey, we're already back in it, like barely been a month and we're, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, you have 5 mustered units who are here. And it is, I think based on the timeline I gave, you know, I'll go ahead and say it. It's at this point you see all the armies kind of stop and turn and look as walking through the battlefield. There are only about, like, 30 of them? 30 or 40? But you see, in perfect ordered formation, a group of people each of whom is wielding a staff and draped in these brightly colored, like white and golden robes. And in unison, they go out and you see them draw their staves, take up a stance, and a gout of fire comes out of, or a ball of fire comes out of the end of each and every one of their staves and explodes 30 fireball spells in the area in front of Alton.
Alright then.
Well, now he has to long rest.
And then they do it again.
Alrighty then. Well, that'll help. I'm gonna kind of look back to the queen and be like, okay, this was a good call.
Calidor is from time to time helpful. And by the way, if you're ever wondering how little backwater Fairland has managed to keep its independence over the last few hundred years, this is our secret weapon.
Fireball?
Fireball.
Not so much. More of an embrasure of the arcane arts that most other nations are afraid to tamper with.
I mean, if it works, it works. Or
This-
where we're at today because of them, so...
This is my deal with Calidor, and the core of our relationship. Turlochlin and the surrounding areas operate entirely autonomously with Calidor in charge, and Fairland protects that autonomy. In return, when needed, I have a corps of mages I can call. And Calidor has a teleportation circle.
Well, that's handy.
Yes, it is.
Here?
Well, there are a few circles dotted here and there. I don't even know all of the locations. Calidor guards that secret very closely. But he has a way of getting where he needs to be when he needs to be there.
How old is Calidor?
Older than me, and that's saying something.
Alrighty then.
I would ask
I
how
mean-
old you are, but they've told me not to ask.
It's not even a very clear... Technically speaking, I'm only 24, but...
I mean, I don't remember. There's no telling how long he was a freaking elk or whatever before we saved him, so you know.
That too. Well, actually, there is telling. I knew Calidor before he
Yeah,
left for that.
that's true.
He was
Yeah,
only
he's-
missing for about a year, which is why I sent you, by the way.
He still owes us a lot for that. I feel like.
I think after this, and saving one of your friend's lives once, and helping you research arcane phenomena, I think he's done well to pay you back.
He's done well.
Yeah.
There could be more.
By the way, it should go without saying, do not tell anyone about the mage artillery.
I mean, I think
I
they
mean-
just told everyone.
Yes, but I am very certain Calidor has come up with some story as to why he is here independently.
Yeah, don't reveal the nature of the relationship.
I would quite like if the fact that Turlochlin has a political bias. I would like the fact that Turlochlin has a political bias towards me and my nation to be kept as much of a secret as possible.
Oh, I think we can handle that. I'm gonna look at Jules very sternly. Right, Jules?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as you
I'm gonna
as you
continue
guys
to
are
look at Jules sternly.
as you're staring at Jules, you then see a moment where you look back at the mages, and it appears as though the archers of Alton have been coerced into firing a volley of arrows at the mages, and as it comes towards them, you see them all work together and channel an arcane barrier over their heads that deflects every single incoming arrow.
Are we just like maybe we save our resources?
I mean, it's fine. We have What's the approximate countdown that we figured out till they get here, roughly?
So it was, according to the map, let me pull it back.
It was 35 days to get from the bridge to Alton. We added maybe 3 days onto that. So
3 or 4, yeah.
36 days. It's been 6 days for us to get to Alton.
So you have 30 days.
So, well, I need to go get a book.
Rhiannon, real quick, she just chimes in. Don't let the display fool you. We are still horrifically outnumbered. And there's only so much they can do against numbers like that.
A little confidence booster for all the men and everybody else. It's worth something.
That's the point of the fireballs and the abjuration.
Where is Caldor? I would like to discuss some things with him, possibly.
He's likely down with his students. I'm sorry, I always say that. His arcane battalion.
I guess on our way in, we'll swing by and see our troops and see Caldor as well.
All right, so as you... Sorry, what was that, Doomer?
Say, I'll swing by our troops, but then I want to go to the library.
Okay.
Not see Caldor.
All right. So, as you make your way down towards the town, the first group that you encounter are your men, and you see walking straight up towards you with a big old smile on his face, Captain Horblack. And he looks, and he's just, as he's walking, he's just holding his arm out, pointing at the arcane force, and he says, "Y'all are some goddamn miracle workers. Where'd you get them from, eh?"
Oh, may have called on a favor from an old friend.
Huh. Well, take a look at that fucking shite. Never seen anything like it. I didn't know you could train mages to fight like that. Formation and all. Always thought they were kind of a bunch of poncy-ass gits. No offense, Jules.
It's like, where did that come from?
Well, I'm glad to see you've made it. I hope you left Brand in as good a shape as you could.
Well, as good a shape as it can be in, considering that all of its men are here, yes. But I did see a concerning, occasionally alarming dragon fly overhead from time to time.
Well, that's promising in its own right.
Indeed. Indeed it is.
I'll say, due to our recent encounter with dragons, that we'll take that as a blessing.
I'm not even gonna... Wait, should we expect a dragon?
You might want to expect a dragon.
Oh, fuck's sake. Cunting fuck... Anyway. Alright, I will let the men know to be ready for a dragon. Maybe the mages can do something about it.
Oh, no.
That's the hope. Is there anything else we can do?
Well...
To help ready y'all? I mean, we have things that we're going to do, but is there anything in particular we can do for y'all?
Well, we've been getting refugees in over the last couple days from all over the county. Count Leofric, he's already set to getting them armed up, trained up to fight his levies. And, yeah.
So that's something. Can you assist with that at all to kind of shape them up quicker, or is your time best spent here with the men?
I've already been doing what I can, but Leofric's men are more than adequate to do that. To be honest, Leofric's guard captain is... Well, let's say leave something to be desired. Training peasants is the right job for him.
Well, what do you think as far as battle plans? What we should do?
Battle plans? Well, as it stands, our army is barely going to fit inside of Alton. I think that if we plan on enduring a siege, we're about as big as we're gonna get. That being said, I'd rather not have to endure a siege. So, whoever you can bring, however many you can add to this, the better.
We will do what we can. Also, besides the dragon, there's also another force coming from an unknown location. But they're planning on heading this way, I think. Well, we think, we don't know with certainty. Somebody by the name of the Ghost Lord.
Well, that's fucking ominous.
Yep. Wonderful and ominous as that is, just be ready for that, because it seems like a more specialized force, and there's no telling when they'll show up.
1 second, guys,
expect.
sorry.
Yeah, give me one. I'm gonna listen, but I'm on mute. I need water.
Right.
But I'm listening.
Sorry, I had an alarm going off on my phone in the bathroom.
All good.
Please pick up where you left off.
So, we don't know. We're expecting the main bulk of the force to be here in about 30 days. But
30 days.
This other force, I don't know what we can do to prepare for them in the meantime, and no telling where they may hit. So, anything you can do to shore up our defenses and get us ready for that would definitely be welcome.
Well, I'll do what I can. I've got all of our men working to help these walls get repaired and maybe try to dig a little bit. And, other than that, we just gotta train, keep the food coming in. You boys that have been coming in so far, these refugees, they've done good about bringing food. We're gonna be here a while. There's a lot of people.
Yep, we tried to convey that message as best we could.
Yeah. Also had, sent an order back to Rend. Any excess food that we can get out of Godric is coming up here. So, hopefully it gets here in time. Hopefully we can make use of it. Other than that, only thing I would want from you, my lord, is more people, more bodies. We're still a little short on meat that can fight.
Well, we will do what we can. We have possible lead on another source of armaments and more arcane resources, and then also there may be some elves in the forest to the northwest of here that could be persuaded to join us in our fight.
Elves? Isn't it elves that's been fighting us this whole time?
Not all elves are against us. Look to drop a blank on his name. What's my retainer? Rydolph.
Rydolph.
Yeah. Look no further than Rydolph. Sure that some elves are the elves are the majority of this force, but
Oh, sir, I've just always thought of Rydolph as a warden more than an elf, but I'll trust you.
All elven wardens have to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's fair enough. Anyway, if they're willing to fight, I'm not saying no.
We will see. We may come back empty-handed. Hopefully not, though.
Well,
Keep up the good work.
oh, trust me, I will. I'm not ready to, not ready to pack it in quite yet.
Yep. I think we can both agree that we stand a better chance here with Alton than we do on our own.
Ah, you're damn right. We've doubled our numbers being here. Oh, by the way, can't believe I forgot to mention it. someone here who wants to see you. And you see him kind of just walk away for a minute and come back with a much more well-rested and much more content with life Edmund Bedegar.
I was just about to say. So,
Yeah, I was wondering too.
And he walks up and he says, Council of Rend, good to see you again.
is he like
Likewise.
fancy dressed?
Yes, he is actually very lavishly dressed and in fact is wearing not a crown, but he has on the vestments that absolutely display his rank as the Baron of Gravesford.
Glad you could make it.
Well, look at you.
I see Athena made it to you successfully. She conveyed as much, but
Yes,
But,
with an alarming note, might I add. Oh, I had really hoped the fighting was done for a little bit.
likewise, but unfortunately that's not the case.
Anywho. So, all things considered, you've seen the army. Where do you think we stand right now?
We need more. That's all there is to it.
Wish
But
I could
we
have brought
stand-
more.
I know, but every little bit helps. And we don't stand together here, then what hope have we, you know?
Yes, agreed.
Besides, I think it's good for the men to see each other again and rally together. Everyone fights harder for their brothers, do they not?
I think you're right. I think despite our dwindling numbers and resources, the morale and the heart of the Western Cambrian, of Western Cambria, has scarcely been more resolved. In large part thanks to you. To all of you. And at this... Oh, you know what I just realized? Hold on. So at this point, you see... I'm gonna... You know what? I need to roll for this.
Is Edmund realizing that it's the queen?
So Edmund looks over and sees a familiar red hue of hair. Queen Rhiannon, at which point she just... Don't say it loudly. No one should know I'm here. And he stops and just goes, why are you here? To wit, there is a sort of long exchange of information that ends with Edmund looking directly at Dubar.
No, what? I'll just sort of like look in the
One
sky.
sidestep to the left to make sure that it's very obvious that it's Dubar that's being looked at. And
Oh, he knows too?
Oh yeah, he's met Rhiannon
No.
thanks
no.
to you guys.
Jules says that out loud.
Oh, okay.
I think you're right, Jules. That's we'll see how this goes.
Dupar, I offered you the rank of Count for saving me. I would have liked to know that there was a political bias toward another nation. A
Well-
rather intimate one.
It's not very political at the moment, but yes. I also... I mean, you do know who I am, right?
No?
I cross my arms. Just something you want to say to us, Dubar?
Jules, you already know. I am of House Gardal. From Gatshaw.
You're a dwarven lord?
That's a bit fuzzy at the moment.
How did this not come up before?
it wasn't important before. It's arguably not important now, but
Okay, listen. I understand that given the nature of our relationship, that you saved me, and that I am very young, that you might feel that it is okay to keep secrets from me, but I am your Baron, and while I trust you quite a lot, I would like to be informed of just the big things, just national allegiances and things on that level.
Well,
I mean, I don't have an allegiance, so it's kind of not important to me, really.
well, Jules, now's the time if you got anything, apparently.
Yeah, Jules, you have anything? Anything you'd like to share with the class?
No, there's
You sure?
that
You sure?
that dragon is something we need to circle back on. Have we any? Are you aware, Edmund, the dragon? You?
I'm just staring at Jules. Anything at all?
Oh. What? What do you? Oh, okay. Sorry, I got a DM from the DM.
Nope, somebody's rolling.
All right. Carry on.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it pretty much leveled. Scroll over. The keep in the forest.
Vera, keep.
So
Well, then,
it's not no.
I'm still looking at Jules like hardcore, but I finally just let it go.
Dubar says there ain't nothing to sneeze at.
That is apparently a thing I say from time to time, yes.
So
Whereabouts is Caldor?
oh, he's with his men.
Yeah. Let's head on. I want to go talk to him real quick.
Okay,
Ed?
Dubar, nothing else, right?
If you ever need a loan, I can get you in touch.
As I'm walking away, I'm just gonna do like the cutting motion, like don't do it, like stop now. Don't even entertain the thought.
He looks back and forth at you guys and just fine. And as you guys leave, you walk towards the Arcane Battalion of Turlockland, and you see standing there
I'm
familiar
going to the
Calidor.
library.
Oh yeah, Dubar peels off and goes to the library.
Nerd.
And Jules, you and Bran approach Calidor, who is currently talking to Count Leofrich.
and Echo.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And Echo, who, by the way, sprints up to you, Josh, or Bran, and, like, almost knocks you over.
She's been with us though, right?
Oh, yeah! No, she has, because she fought at Wrath Keep.
I was supposed to say I didn't leave her behind.
No, well, then why'd you guys say with Echo? That's weird.
Because we've been ignoring her like this whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, she hasn't
you're right.
been brought
Okay,
up
no,
at
fair
all.
enough. My brain got just led on a side road. Anyway, so Echo is there with you, yes, and Calidor and Leofrich both look up at you, and Calidor just kind of, he's got that grin, that like old man grin that he's always got, and he just says, "Well, good to see you."
Good to see you as well. Glad you got our call.
Yes. What call are you talking about? I came here because I heard news of this horde from refugees that fled west.
Who was he talking to again?
Leofrich.
Oh, I already told somebody else. I called it a favor, but
I'm just, hold on. Leofrich was distracted and actually just didn't notice that you let the cat out of the bag.
I mean,
He rolled
That's
a
fine.
natural 1.
Nice. Anyways, we're just moving past that.
So,
Huh.
so Leverage. Oh, sorry. Did I? Oh, Bren, Jules. I don't see a Dubar. He is okay, right?
He is okay. He was going to try and attempt to find a book in the library.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or
my
he's
men should
going
let
to
him in.
But, how go things here? Leverage.
Well, we don't have enough
All things
people.
considered. Yeah.
Which actually is the only real problem we've got is we don't have enough people. The walls have been adequately repaired. Your men have seen to it quite well. We've got a reasonable supply of food. And the weather's nice so far. So, all things considered, could be worse, could be better though. Could be a lot better.
Where do you think we can find some more people?
Well, I already mentioned to you that there was a group of dwarves in Red Rock
I know, I forgot about that.
that could potentially be spoken to.
Did you not send any representative?
They they were not welcoming to my representatives, which I don't find entirely surprising. But maybe with Dubar's help and you being a warden, could elicit a different response.
And then also Tikikori? Or Tikikitor?
Tirikitor.
Tirikitor.
Oh, well, I haven't even bothered. I mean, the elves are fighting for the Red Hand, right?
Not all of them, I don't think. Not based on Cemento that we've acquired. And I will go ahead and show him the map.
And he
Alador as well.
they
by
both
extension.
stare at it in astonishment, for one, that you were able to get it, and then two, just taking it all in. Well, that's something. Traitor elves. And Calidor immediately, well, enemy of my enemy, and all of that.
Indeed.
So Leofridge chimes in, well, our hands are rather tied here at the moment. So, unless you were all planning on sleeping for the next 30 days, maybe we could send you north.
Indeed. I was coming to ask both of you, well, I guess both of you, what do you know about rest? Like R-H-E-S-T, and I'll point to the spot on the map.
So, Leofridge chimes in. It's an old ruin. Some, old Novesian city, I think. I don't know, most of it's underwater at this point. Lake's flooded since then.
Have you been there?
Have I been there? Once or twice. Sure.
So have you seen this lizard folk?
Oh, those rumors. Yeah. So, I did not personally, but the rumors never stop. Reports coming in from people who travel that way. Merchants who go up there trying to find some new pass through the mountains or something of that nature. There have been a few plunderers I've thrown in the dungeon that tried to get into the old Warden Keep. Some of them claim to have barely made it back with their lives, but I don't know. To some degree, it's all hearsay. To some degree, it's maybe not. Could just be animals.
Yeah. So, Wyston, the Elderman of Turtleton.
Yes.
He seems to think that there could possibly be some armaments and arcane resources there that could be of use for us in the coming battle.
So Calidor chimes in.
Is there any merit to such an endeavor, y'all think?
Calidor chimes in and he says, "Well, what'd you find in your keep? What was in Castle Rend?"
I don't remember what was in Castle Rend.
There's that
Wait,
that cook.
yeah, there was the cook and Edmund.
You found an
and,
arcane sword.
Oh yeah.
You found the runic altar in the basement that seems to be able to maintain and manage Fey incursion in the area. You found the
right?
your Warden Commander's robes,
The
which
spirit.
were themselves enchanted.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, so could be a worthwhile endeavor, y'all think? On our way to see if we can rally some elves and possibly dwarves, although they're a bit more out of the way.
Will we go to the
Okay.
rest trail, I assume?
Probably.
It would be
I
the
mean, it's
fastest
not-
way, and you'd avoid red hand scouts, likely.
Likely.
It's not going to help us with our problem of men, but
No, but Terry Ketor and Red Rock are both in that same direction.
so best case scenario, say we spend a day at each location. How much travel is between them if we start at rest and work our way back?
So
We got 30 days to work with.
assuming nothing holds you up, you could get the whole journey done in 20 days.
That's a
20,
very
25
bold-
days.
Who's saying this? Leifrich?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a rather bold assumption.
Here's a question for the DM.
Yeah.
This river, I'm assuming it flows from east to west?
It flows actually from west to east.
Oh, so it goes up.
Yes.
Never wrong.
Which river? The
The Priton.
North Branch? No.
No, all the rivers,
Yeah.
really.
All the rivers, the source, it's coming from Rend.
Hmm. Is it a fast-moving river?
Not particularly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going the opposite direction I needed, so never mind.
Alright, well, I think we have our next setting if there's nothing that could be of use to us here. Calidor, since we're embarking upon things of arcane nature, although I guess we do have somebody that is arcane, well, two somebodies that are arcane proficient in our party now. Would it be worthwhile to have somebody more arcane specialized join us in rest to kind of help us find what we're looking for, or do you need everybody here?
I will likely remain here. I need to make sure that my students are properly drilled and prepared. This will be their first combat. I'm sure that they are capable magically, but I need to make sure that they maintain their nerve.
Yep. Alright, well, I guess we will have to make do with what we have.
So
Let's
it would
see.
seem.
Is there anything we can do to assist either one of y'all that isn't already being done or planned to be done?
As far as us, I think that we're fine for the most part.
Just need more bodies, huh?
We just need more bodies. Anyone that you can gather.
Yep. I think, I mean, we have the plan set up before us. We just need to do what we can. Also, we successfully destroyed the bridge, if that's not apparent. And also tell them about the Ghost Force, Ghost Lord Force.
Calidor you see him play with his beard a bit. I'll look into this matter while you're gone. See what can be done.
Thank you.
See what it even is.
We can expect the main force in 30 days, but this other force, we don't know when, how, or even what they are and what they can do. So, I don't want them crippling our already meager defenses.
Naturally. I will let you know.
Thank you.
Alright then. Well, I will get back to my men. And Leofrich says, and I will get back to drinking.
Good man.
Save most of the drinking for after the victory, though, eh?
We'll see.
Alright. I guess we'll go collect Dubar.
So, speaking of which, hard cut to Dubar, and I'm going to say Rhiannon went with you. Because she doesn't want Leofrich to see her.
Mm-hmm.
So, the two of you are now entering into the keep in Alton, and making your way. The guards they recognize you at this point, and you make your way into what is a modest but well-stocked library within the keep. To which
Well,
Rhiannon
sorry.
immediately just says, "Mine's better."
I don't think it's a contest.
Oh, Dubar, it's always a little bit of a contest.
Yeah, yours is a little bit bigger.
She kind of looks at you funny when you say that.
Is there a librarian on hand?
No, that's not a job yet.
Damn.
At least not in most places.
Yeah, so, well, you help me find the book, I suppose. Not really sure what I'm looking for.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Dubar, I have a question for you.
Well, I'll probably have an answer.
You never actually told me if you accepted the title of Count from Edmund.
I did not.
Okay. Well, any particular reason why?
Well, I still don't know what's going to happen between me and my family. And while I would put stuff off for you, I would not do it for little Edmund.
Well, I hardly think that title is about Edmund, but I understand. It could be compromising. You'd have to renounce one of them eventually.
Yes, and I guess I haven't told you about what I've found out since went back and home and visited.
You went home. You didn't even
Yeah,
tell me
we
about
had-
that.
Yeah, we kind of had to.
Hmm.
You know, looking for Caliburn and all.
Oh, yes.
Well, long story short, I started trying to mend things with my father, not so much with my sister. And my brother was never mad at me, so.
From what you've told me, your sister's kind of, And she, like, does the international symbol for crazy with her finger and thumb.
Yeah, and I may have egged her on a bit more. I couldn't help it.
Well, wouldn't really know anything about that. No siblings for me, but... Anyway, you started mending things with your father. As in,
Wait,
are you actually still a dwarven lord?
as in, I. Look, I want to eventually use my family's resources for other things than debt trading. While it's very profitable, and I'm assuming it will be profitable until the end of time, I have other priorities that I would like our family to be ahead of the curve on, if you will. Much like Fairland is. There's no one in here, right?
Yeah, it's
To
just you two.
Okay. Much like Fairland is ahead of the curve on mages, I want to make Gatshaw ahead of the curve in what I'm good at.
Well,
And I want to use my family's resources to that end.
now that is an admirable goal. And quite comforting to hear. Because when all this is over, and when my own nonsensical stuff is over, let's just say an advantageous political union between a certain dwarf lord and a certain Ferric queen.
Yeah, well, where would we spend most of the time, though?
Dubar, we have Calidor. Travel's not difficult.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
I'm almost certain I could get him to, put together even a teleportation circle in Gatshaw. I mean, he would bitch, but he'd do it.
I'd make it worth his while.
So then we could effectively live in both places at the same time.
Well, it seems like a lot has to go right between now and then. And I have to not die
Likewise.
with all this mess. Oh, you'll be fine.
We hope. Anyway, all of that aside, I just wanted to know where you stood with all of that stuff. So, all of those plans become much easier if you are in fact a noble. I hate to say, I've no love for nobility personally, but it is what it is.
Well, you get to wear all those fancy clothes because of it.
I get to wear all these fancy clothes because I can press to digitate them and make them clean.
What all can you do?
That is an interesting question, because I don't necessarily know. You see, I get my power from whatever bond my family line has with Caliburn and the Maiden and apparently the Crone. And from time to time that has changed, shifted. So, I don't really know how to answer that.
Have you met either the mother or the crone?
The Maiden or the Crone?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I have met the Maiden. Sort of. Again, I carry memories from past generations of Rhiannon's, and one of those memories is of meeting the maiden.
Wait a second. You're all named Rhiannon?
It's our surname.
Wait, what the fuck's her first name?
Yeah, do you not
Lenwyn.
know her first name?
Lenwyn. Her name is
Dun, 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 dun.
Lenwyn Rhiannon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Disregard. Disregard.
Fair enough. I'll allow you to backtrack that one, because that's completely nonsensical. So, as it stands right now, a fair bit of Fey-inspired magic. And, yeah. Some rituals I've learned over time. Very helpful in a fight, I'll say that. Also, worth noting, while we're on the subject of secrets and things that should have been told to certain people, there's not a soul in Fairland that knows that, technically speaking, they've had the same queen for, 500 years.
Not even Calidor.
Oh, no, Calidor knows. Sorry. Yeah, he's the only one. He's been trying to help me parse this information over time. And again, I also want to say I'm not 500 years old, just have memories from 500 years ago.
Well, I suppose we don't have much more time to waste.
Yeah, let's
I'll
find a
start
book.
looking at the bookshelf.
So, I want you to go ahead and make just an intelligence check for me, Dubar.
22.
22. So, I will say that throughout your study of warfare and siegecraft, that is done over the next day, as you guys all take a day to rest in Alton.
Well, I was also wanting to bring the book with me.
Oh, well, fair enough. Okay. Then maybe you don't have the day to rest, but as you read through the book over time, with a 22, you are going to gain a one-time use ability where during warfare, you might want to write this down.
Yeah. Hold on.
You can just call it tactician or something.
One-time use.
Yeah, one-time use. Actually, you know what? I'll call it once per warfare.
I was about to say.
I think that's better. That's cooler. Once per warfare.
Like a definition of don't use it, you lose it kind of stuff, I guess.
Yeah. So, once per warfare, Dubar, you can when a unit is defending, you can give them a +5 to their defense, their defense DC, basically their armor class.
It's pretty cool.
And you can use it.
5?
Yeah, you add 5 to the defense score of a unit once per warfare, and you are allowed to use it after knowing whether or not the attack hits or misses.
Awesome.
Neat.
So, and with that, I'm going to just, for the sake of brevity, say that you all reconvene outside and spend the rest of your time preparing for the next stage of your preparations to fight the Red Hand, and we will end there for today.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Should that be a feat or a feature?
That is entirely dealer's choice. That being said, I do like to take this is just a me thing, any feat or feature that you have that's warfare based, I like to write the word warfare in front of it. That way, it alphabetically sorts all of your warfare feats into one spot.
I say I feel like that is a feat.
Sure,
Yeah,
we
but
can call it a
that's
feat. Yeah.
Oh, what should I call it?
Warfare, and then you can put like hyphen tactician.
I think it'd be more of a feature than a feat, since it's like 2-bar exclusive kind of deal.
Eh,
Also, let me say,
it really doesn't
let
matter.
me say, Lane,
Yeah.
Ah,
you have, for having not read Dune,
Yeah.
that line of, I just have the memories of 700 years.
Yeah.
That was a very
Spoilers.
Dune line.
It is.
Huh. Well, I've always said, or at least I said it after watching the movie, that I do feel a deep, deep connection to Dune, even having not read it. Because from everything I know about it, I feel like I have a similar style of world building to Frank Herbert, just sort of naturally. So I am excited to read it eventually.
That was very. As soon as you said that, I was like, and you're talking to fucking Kieran. Like, did you catch that?
I didn't like think about that, but it does make sense.
I genuinely like. Dune is not one of the sources of anything in this campaign up to this point because I have not read it.
I'm very aware because we haven't read it.
Yeah.
But that was almost verbatim, so I thought that was interesting.
Hey man, sometimes you get lucky.
very interesting.
Trust me, I have egregiously stolen from lots of things. Not even ashamed to admit that, but that's not one of them. God help, I was telling Kieran, God help y'all the day that one of you actually decides to try playing Dragon Age. You're just gonna call me and be like, you're such a hack!
I'll say, or God forbid, the day that you read Dune and you're like, oh.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, as for the recording, we will see you guys all later, and thanks for watching, and bye!
See you.
Bye bye.